Hi guys, this is Joy, and I am Pro Physique's female over 50 fall champion. And today I'm going to share a little bit about my mindset and how I was able to walk 104 miles a week, every week for 12 weeks, and achieve fantastic results by doing so. So that was only part of my challenge. I also was tracking all of my food, hitting my macros, especially the protein, which is the one I focused on. And I added Stairmaster the last 5, 6 weeks of the challenge just for some icing on the cake, whatever, right? I wanted to go all in. This challenge for me um, was not a long and hard challenge. I'm not saying that it didn't require a lot of effort, but my mindset around the challenge was that this was a gift, from the universe, just that Paul created a challenge and that there was a possibility even to win money, but that wasn't my focus. I looked at this as 3 months that I was going to go all in on myself and give myself this gift. And I saw it as the highest act of self love and self respect for me personally, because fitness is something I absolutely love. It didn't start out that way, though. In the beginning of my journey, when I was starting out with 85 more pounds on me, it was a struggle back then. And over these last 5 years, 6 years, I have transformed my mindset around everything. And and I believe that I just have so much of a better time when I'm seeing things in a grateful perspective. And I'm coming from a place of love for myself and not um, hating my body and not looking at it like, oh, I have to do this hard work. I was really coming from a place of, oh, it's exciting because I get to do this. There's people all around that don't have this opportunity, and for whatever reason, maybe they were injured, or maybe they don't believe in themselves. I mean, there's a guy at my gym who has one leg, and there's people in their 70s and 80s that I know um, that are active and really fit, and that's inspiring to me. So I looked at it as an opportunity that I wanted to just fully invest um, into. So to get up and say, oh my God, I have 30,000 steps today, and then I got to do it tomorrow and the next day and for 90 more days, that's exhausting. And so I knew that wouldn't work for me. So I pretty much set the plan, and then 90-day challenge aside, what can I do right now? I stay very present moment. And a lot of that comes from my spiritual practices. So staying present moment, what can I do today? Is what I'm doing right now supporting my goal or not? And I would check in with myself all through the day. And that included something like social media scrolling. You'd be surprised how much time is I want to say wasted. If somebody likes to do that, that's up to you. But how much time I observed myself that I'd actually be scrolling. Before you know it, a quick little 10, 15, 20-minute video, that's 2,000 steps. So um, I I was very intentional with my social media scrolling. I'd sign in just for a fitness page, for the group to check in with them, and my spiritual post, but then I was off. And because I saw that as not supporting my goal, right, for those 90 days. And I didn't, never said or thought that I would stay off social media forever. It's not that, but just really being mindful of how much time is just spent looking at other people live their lives and not doing that for myself. So the other thing was, before this challenge, I really did like an inventory with myself. Like, was there anything else I wanted more than this? Did I want more sleep or more food or to hear my excuses any longer? And I didn't. I wanted this with every fiber of my being. And I truly believe that if anybody gets to that point with anything in their life, that they'll have what it is they want. Because if we want something and we're not having it, then there's something we want a little more, and that might be comfort. And I don't want to come off like that this was all comfortable just because I was happy, and I was happy. but I train my mind to get comfortable with discomfort. And I know that when I accomplish something that's challenging or hard, I feel good. I feel stronger, and I feel better about myself and more confident with my abilities to do anything that I set my mind to. So, um, knowing that while I'm actually going through the discomfort is motivating, and that came from the inside of me. I didn't get really any external motivation. I had some motivational playlists playing in the background, and I have a beautiful, loving gym family that they were cheering me on. And but when it comes down to it, 3 o'clock in the morning, I had my sneakers right at the bed, and I didn't allow or indulge my mind in any complaints. I just put my sneakers on. Started with gratitude. That's another thing. I talked about that in my testimonial video. You start overriding the mind with just thank you. Thank you for this challenge. Thank you, body, for giving me the opportunity to transform you after I destroyed you. Thank you to whoever made this treadmill. It's 115 degrees in Arizona, and getting those steps outdoors is hard to do. So thank you for whoever made 1 minute oats. I was just thanking everything. And some days that takes more effort than others. But when you just get on a roll with it, thank you, thank you, thank you. Before you know it, you're happy and nothing changed. I'm still going to go walk 30,000 steps, and it's still going to be 115 degrees outside. And I don't know what my results are going to be because I wasn't attached to them for this challenge. I focused on the skill set. I focused on the qualities of a person that had a successful transformation. What were those people doing? When you listen to athletes that are successful, we don't get to see that 10 years of struggle they went through, right? When they are going to practice and they're alone and, they're going through it. But if you listen to a lot of these people, they all share this in common. So I thought, why should I be any different? I think as a society, we've become entitled, and we get things so quick now. We can download anything or press a button and get Amazon Prime delivered right to our door. And we're kind of getting into that mentality that these things come easy. So with my age, I had a lot of my life where, before the internet and before everything was so easy. So I still have a little bit of that work ethic in me, which was something I took advantage of. I used that as a motivator, knowing that I was willing to put in the long hours. People are like, well, that's hours walking. Well, yeah, it is. I wanted this. It was worth the effort. I was worth the effort. And I was just motivating myself, just knowing that, yeah, I can do anything I set my mind to. And I believe that about anybody. You just have to really want it. And I really wanted to transform as good as I could. And I didn't attach to numbers on the scale or measurements or any of that, although I superseded all of my goals. And um, it was a more enjoyable time because I wasn't beating myself up about anything along the way like I did in the beginning of my journey. So let's see. So how else did I walk? I had meditation for the first hour, that time with God, you know. So my mind wasn't, telling me about how many steps were left and the temperature or if I was sore or tired. I just was no thought for the first hour. And then I would put on a class, something educational, or sometimes I had really harsh motivation from David Goggins. He has a playlist on Spotify. I mean, it's inspiring and encouraging, but it's kind of like yelling at you, that drill sergeant type energy. And some days I needed that, and some days that really got my, you know, uh, body moving, and I was able to focus in on just my goal. It's just seeing, me accomplishing what I said I was going to accomplish that day, or in that moment. Like, was what I was doing in that moment supporting my goal or not? And that was a question I asked myself often. And I asked myself while I was out taking all those steps. So that's how I walked 104 miles a week and dropped 15% body fat. And I did add the Stairmaster, like I said, that was at the end, but that wasn't a big part of my of my workload. And the weights I was lifting, I had been lifting pretty much the same weights for a couple of years before this challenge. And so I can't say that they really um, played a huge role in my transformation. The walking and obviously tracking the food, which I'm going to make little videos about how I made that fun. I'm trying to keep these a little short because I know we don't all have um, attention spans like we used to. And I don't want to bore anybody, but I think that's pretty much what I did with the walking. I just kept my shoes at the bed, 3 o'clock. Sometimes it was 2:30, and there were times where it was 4 in the morning. But that first 2 hours will give you 15,000 steps, right? So they're sitting there when everybody is sleeping. And that was the other thing I heard David Goggins say. What did he say? It was something along the lines of, this is how it's so easy for him to be great because nobody wants to do it. And I heard that and I thought, you know what? I want to do it. And I just put my shoes on and out I went. And it didn't matter that everybody else was sleeping. I didn't want to be I didn't want to be sleeping. I wanted to be working on my transformation and making myself proud, which I definitely did. So that's all for now. Talk to you soon.